Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Humanitarian Horizons. Christina DiArcangelo Unveiled. And with me today, I have a very special guest, one of my very good friends, but also a colleague of mine, Angelina. Welcome, Angelina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you today and share some insights on hormones and hair. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining.
You?
I am doing well. Thank you so much. As you know, I have one of my wiggies on because you told me about that. Yeah, I love this. I can change my hair all the time. But you are one of the people that I respect greatly, especially as it relates to my hair, because my hair has given us a lot of problems from menopause, perimenopause to COVID to long haul, all the problems.
It's been a great educational source for me. We've learned a lot together.
Great way to say it, because it was like you would book my appointments and we didn't know if I would be there 4 hours or 2 hours. It depends on what happened that day.
It depends on if your hair felt like playing nicely with us or not.
Yes. And I just remember, because I pay attention to my hair because of the Hashimoto, right? So the hormones, as it relates to the listeners and the viewers out there, it's your thyroid controls everything. It's like your center being. And a lot of people don't realize how important your thyroid is. So I've already, since my diagnosis, the Hashi, I had gone through lots of hair issues. I had extensions in at one point, those extensions that we tape in, not with you, with somebody else. You got me at the tail end of all that, of that mess. And it was after someone put, they put Biolage, I think, or something on my hair. It was like a slick oil.
Yeah. The Olaplex, I think.
That's it. Yes, that's what it was. With the color, they put it in with the color. And then my hair was a mess as a blonde when I came to you for the first time.
Yes, but you did everything that we needed to do together, and you have beautiful, healthy hair now.
Thank you.
It feels like being temperamental.
That's right.
A minute, and then you just do what you're supposed to do, and then it gets back to good health.
That's what I think is really, really important to bring up to everybody. When you go to your hairstylist or your professional, you go to a professional. So they know the best, right? They know what you need to do. So it's like, when you go to your doctor, most people, they trust their doctor. Whatever the doctor says, they do what the doctor says. So if the doctor says, stop eating this and don't do this and exercise and all these things, it's the same thing that you talk to us about.
Absolutely.
What are we eating? What are we exercising? Are we staying hydrated? What are we doing? Are we over processing our hair by blow drying and curling and hot ironing? And if you're not going to listen to your professional, you're not going to make it. Your hair is going to look like crap. And that represents you as the professional. You don't want people walking around looking like, a mess because they can't follow directions.
Exactly. And, it's so funny that you say that. That's just the basics of people that get their hair done and following direction. Now, we're talking about throwing hormonal, situations into it, the estrogen, thyroid, premenopause, menopause, childbirth, like all those things, COVID, they've all played such a vital role in our hair, our skin, our body, So I think it does need to be talked about, and at this stage of my life, I just turned 50. So, I'm going through some shit and I'm like, oh man, it's a big difference. And, we've talked about this together, like the differences in our hair, the falling out and, the thinning and what is it that's really causing that? Some people, kind of freak out about it, but there are some great ways that you can manage that. Hair is a reflection of what's happening in the body when the hormones shift. And the strands, you first see that in the strands of your hair. It's your first signal that there are things going on with your body. So usually that leads to estrogen, progesterone. Your all these hormone levels, they fluctuate so much that you lose control, and it's not just your hair, but it reflects the whole body. And your
Even
hair, though,
even even antibiotics. There have been times when I've had,
100%.
because I've had sinus infections, and I've
Yes.
sat down in your chair, and it was always the back of my hair that always seemed to be the problem.
Yeah.
All the time. That's the first place you'd look, like looking through a curtain there, trying to figure out what the hell was going on back there, because that's what would happen to me all the time with the antibiotics. Prednisone, that's another thing. And I think I wanted to bring that up because it's really important that people communicate with their professional, right? Like I sat down and said, oh, you know what? We would sit here and talk about, okay, what happened? Okay, was it stress? Okay, yep, I've had a lot of stress, always have a lot of stress. Yeah. Okay, what's going on now? Okay, this, that, and the other. If they don't communicate with you when they're in the chair, how are you going to fix it?
A lot of people don't think. My big thing, and the one thing that I teach as an educator, whether I'm in, with baby stylists in a school setting, whatever, it is so important to do a thorough consultation. And some people are like, oh, well, I see them every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks. Every 4 weeks, 6 weeks, things change. Your body changes, medications change, your climate changes. They might have moved. They might have been on vacation. All those things are a vital part of what's going on. And things within your body that affect you, especially hormones, that makes a big difference. It doesn't matter if you've been getting the same formula in your hair for X amount of time. Just the time that we had together, I think we had to change your formula probably 8 to 10 times, just because it was whatever is going on. And like you said, if you're on medications, we lived through the COVID series, and long haul COVID, just regular sicknesses, allergies, medication from allergies, all those things, they change what's going on in your body. And what's really important is cortisol. Cortisol as well is a big change in your body. Doesn't really matter what age, just when your body's going through changes. Cortisol is a stress hormone. So cortisol really inflicts a lot of pain, right, on your hair, I like to say, because with different spikes, you don't know what's going on, and it really truly affects the hair. It gives you a real imbalance.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And you don't know what to do with it. So I think it's important as an educator, as a stylist, as a professional, that we don't only know the chemistry behind chemicals, the methods and techniques to cutting, but we need to know the chemistry behind us as a human being, women and men. There's different hormones in men as well that play a vital role. So if you are going through some issues and your stylist doesn't know, I highly recommend to reach out to not just a dermatologist, but a hair loss specialist and somebody that is in the field of hair, because a lot of people with a medical degree, they don't do hair, so they don't understand the importance of you, my guest, that needs to know what to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to work on one of the hair regrowth products that are out there that's been approved by FDA. I won't say
that.
Yeah, I won't say who they are, just out of respect to that client. But, I've worked on PRP treatments for hair regrowth. I've worked on that other compound that's now approved for hair regrowth. And so I've had the privilege of working with these physicians, to your point, Angelina, and this is what they do. They're hair specialists.
Yes.
They know, they can look at it and go, oh, I understand what's going on here, there. And it's very similar to like what I would learn from you when I would sit in the chair, because you actually did understand what was going on and you were able to help me a lot, with all the various things. And okay, Christina, let's do this. Let's take this out. My most saddest time. My saddest time was when we couldn't do my beautiful platinum custom color anymore.
Oh, I know.
Last summer, because my hair was suffering from all those hormonal issues that were happening, and my thyroid was out of whack too. Remember, so my thyroid's out of whack. The hormones are also out of whack from the perimenopause crap that was going on. It was a mess, and then all the stress. I launched the book, all that stuff, and so it was like, well, after we took those braids out, you're like, listen, sister, no more platinum. We can't
Not
do
for a
that.
little bit.
Just
We
a
did
little
get it
bit.
back once, but it's hard. But it's, you know, what's so important is that you're not the everyday guest, though. Most guests don't listen. You know, they'll jump around like, I'm going to get that back, and then they'll come back to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that you have 3 strands of hair on your head now.
Yeah.
You know, like, people will try anything to try to satisfy, but as long as you satisfy with an educated answer and an educated approach, I'm good with it. But hair is really, really important, and you have to know all aspects. And I'm glad that we got to do a lot of different things from you, because even though I thought I knew some things, like, I learned more, because as you know, certain things would approach with your hair, I'm like, wait a second, but last time we, you know, we were able to do it this way, and it didn't work. So, you know, and it was a learning curve, and it still can be a learning curve. I have other guests that, you know, different approaches, but from a lot of the things that we went through, and me diving deeper, getting more knowledgeable about what's going on, you know, I think it's helped me to become a better stylist, you know, as well as educator in general. So I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate, because every time I would come in, I'd be like, I'm really concerned about my hair. I feel like this or that was going on, whatever it was going on.
Yeah.
And
But you're always so patient, and you're good with what you need to do. So
yeah,
you
I
know,
listen, like, because I didn't want to be fired as a client, because you know what? You have that choice. You know, that's what people need to understand. You don't have to keep taking it. Like, meaning, you know, you give people your utmost opinions, and it's always backed by science. You don't just say things. Okay. So when you would say to me, okay, I want you to wear a bonnet. I don't want you to do this. I want you to do this, right? No.
I think my only regret was saying, I want you to try some wigs to give your hair a rest. And now I've created a monster.
Now I have a whole damn tree of them, like 25 of them, all different colors.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
I love it too. Like, it's so much fun. I can look a different look every day if I want, for almost, you know, I think I probably could do a month.
But it helped you to allow your hair to get back to its health, you know, and I think that's what's so great. Like, you embraced it, and instead of fighting it and trying to figure out something else to do and ruin your hair, you embraced it. And I think that's what the goal is. You know, it's so important. So,
and my halos, I can still use my halos because my hair is still light enough to be able to use my halos. And I love my halos. I mean, I have them in a certain spot, you know, in their little boxes. I keep them the way you told me to. I have this special shampoo. I have all that stuff, the little, the teal bag, you know what I'm talking about. I keep everything you give me, because I know that I've got to follow the rules. If I don't follow the rules, then I have no one to blame but myself.
Right.
It's my fault.
And that's why you have great hair.
Thank you. Well, this has been so much fun. I'm so glad we got to talk about this, because this is something we've been talking about for quite some time, was recording this. And, you know, I've been seeing some stuff coming through industry-wise. There is a menopause medicine that is in the reviewer cycle with FDA right now. It hasn't made it through yet with the PDUFA clock, but it's to help with hot flashes. I haven't looked at the data myself yet, just because it just hit my radar today. But I'm interested to see, you know, people doing more research in women's health. It's not just the hormone stuff. It's also the hair stuff, because, and the weight gain. I mean, this puts us into the GLP-1 sector. You know, let's be a little bit smarter about what we have out there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you just said that. I'll touch on this real quick, because, but you had just, you know, talked about the products and stuff. And I think you're so right. The key is finding the right products that have the right product in them, right? How they're made. You know, making sure that you have a healthy scalp. Healthy scalp is key. And that has become a huge thing with women. And I think, you know, different companies are producing proper products for us to use. I personally will give a shout out to 7 Hair Care. They're doing a lot of plant-based things that are great. They came out with a product that not only helps your hair to grow, that is not a dangerous, there's no dangerous chemical in it. It is a plant-based. It also produces melanin, so that it gets rid of gray hair. So, we've come a long way in the industry when it comes to, we have a lot of women stepping up, I should say, and that are getting these things pushed forward. So, when it comes to hair products for women, I think this is so great because it is supporting hormonal health and these kind of things now. So, they're out there, check them out, utilize them. It's a win-win for women today.
Absolutely. I mean, and I use 7, as you know, like I love 7 products. I use the hair regrowth product because obviously I'm always trying to strengthen my hair so that it regrows, because for me, that's, we cut a lot of it off because it was when I was losing some of it in the back. I was like, just cut it all off. Let's just cut it off. We'll make it fresh.
I know when we went short, I was kind of scared, but I was like, damn, she is rocking that.
Yeah. And it was okay. It was fine. I could do it. I could deal with it because also I always know that I have my wigs. So if I want longer hair, I can put one of my wigs on and I'm cool with that. It's hot too. Absolutely. I don't want a lot of stuff stuck to my head because it's hot. So I would prefer, like, for me, my shorter hair is great right now because it's 100 degrees out.
Yeah, I know.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I am sure we'll have you on again. And thank you for all the information you shared with us.
Thank you. It was so good to see you.
It was great seeing you as well. And we'll see you again soon.
All right, sweet. Thank you. Bye-bye.